Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today as we get into video number 1 of the day. Later on, video number 2, as we see what happens in the second part of today. The rest of today, we will shine light upon tonight and we'll see exactly what's going on. To be there for that, make sure you are hitting the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I have uploaded, and enjoy all the good stuff. Let's get cracking with the good stuff. And we're starting off with what's going on at Chelsea. Of course, yours truly, Andre Santos. We spoke about him yesterday and we are going to continue today. Well, it seems like we now have more of an idea of what the club are looking to do. As yesterday, there were questions as to, does he just come back to Chelsea and stay there? Or does he go and find somewhere else? Or not him, but do Chelsea find somewhere else for him? Well, now it looks like we have some sort of an answer. Let's get cracking. Here it is. Chelsea will recall Andre Santos from loan at Nottingham Forest. Plan still the same as the decision was made early December. The club is planning to look at new solutions for Andre, believing he's top talent with important potential but needs to play on a regular basis. So, this is basically screaming, as he's wearing exactly what I've got on, breaking news, I'm signing for Chelsea as well. They got me on a £500 a day deal, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to bag him 30 goals this season. But no, all jokes aside, Andre Santos, he's going out on another loan. And I said, this is the best thing to do with Andre Santos, 100%. He needs to be playing regularly. He needs to be picking up football minutes. He needs to be, developing and growing. And that's not going to come... Respectfully, it's not going to come at Forest. We already know that. It's not going to come sitting on the bench at Chelsea or, just lingering about and training and doing nothing else. He needs to play. And at Chelsea, it's very difficult. We've got a big midfield situation going on at the moment. Massive, for good and for bad. You could argue it's a mess, realistically, in terms of who's going to play, who's not going to play, the options we have, the injuries when they come back. It's just a mess. It's an absolute mess. So, Andre Santos, where should he end up? We'll wait and see. Yesterday I mentioned Crystal Palace with the possible interest, but there is one key thing to take into consideration here that I didn't mention yesterday, and we spoke about this on All You Can Eat Chelsea, is that if Roy Hodgson gets sacked, and they do bring in Steve Cooper, well, he was the manager at Forest that got Andre Santos in through the door in the first place and didn't decide to play him. So, as much as we've got a good history with Crystal Palace and the players that they've taken from us on loan in the past, under Steve Cooper, I don't feel like it might be the same. So let's see what's going to happen with Andre Santos. Let me know your thoughts down below. Update on Trevor Chalobah. Let's get into it. From Rudy Galletti, Trevor Chalobah has been offered to Jose Mourinho's AS Roma. They are interested in a loan move, but Chelsea are now only open to a permanent transfer. I feel like this is going to be a very common occurrence, should we say, happening between not just Chelsea, but English clubs and the rest of Europe. Everyone is trying to find a loan because their financial situations are in a much dire situation than it is compared to English clubs, or the top English clubs we're talking about. We, as a collective in England, we still have a collective amount of money. At least we still have money to spend, even if it's not crazy amounts, but there is money. There's some teams, especially in Italy, they're dire. They haven't got a pound note between them or euro note between them. They've not got the cash and the funds to splash all across the place. So they're looking for opportunities and they're looking for loans and they're looking for maybe pay later and all of this sort of stuff in order to balance out their books a little bit more. And this is going to be no different. Trevor Chalobah, though, heading off to Italy is what I think will happen. But look, realistically, we do need to try and at least get permanent deals happening for cash. Honestly, with the way that it's looking, if it means a loan move with an obligation for the summer, I guess we can do that, to be fair. If it gets him off the books, happy days. But then again, we wait and see. Roma, I feel like, would be a good place for him. If I'm being real, for Chalobah, I think that would be good. If Jose sticks with them, of course. If he doesn't, which I suspect he won't, who's his gaffer going to be? We have no idea. So It's all ifs, buts and maybes with Trevor Chalobah at the moment, and especially with the fact that he was injured, and I think he's only just coming back from that now in terms of training properly. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Trev. Let me know your thoughts down below and what you think will happen. Now, big target we mentioned yesterday, and it's looking like another club has entered the fray. This is Manchester United, a little bit of Chelsea, and all Michael Olise. Here it is. Justin, Manchester United are interested in making Crystal Palace winger Michael Olise one of the first signings of the Sir Jim Ratcliffe era at Old Trafford. A move for Olise has been ruled out in January, but United have identified the 22-year-old as a transfer target ahead of a planned overhaul of their squad at the end of the season. This is looking like Man United are fully interested in Michael Olise, and they want to move. But there is the thing, and we have to acknowledge this, Michael Olise just signed a new deal with Crystal Palace. We saw what went down last summer. He was on the brink of coming to Chelsea. I thought that was happening. All of a sudden, boom, he's there sat next to Steve Parish, and it's just, well, he looked like he was taken hostage. But he was there, pen in hand, and I'm signing. Unbelievable. So that is that. So without question, he's not leaving in January. But come the summer, well, looking possible. Here's more. Exclusive. Manchester United want Michael Olise in the summer. Crystal Palace won't sell him in January, but a release clause becomes active in the summer. There we are. So that's the catch. He signed a new deal, but there is a release clause, and that will be triggered come the end of the season and into the summer window. So this isn't just going to be a case where Manchester United are going to be interested. You best believe other clubs, funnily enough, were mentioned too. Here's Fraser Fletcher. Manchester United do hold interest in signing Michael Olise from Crystal Palace, as first called by the brilliant Nizar Kinsella. Sources tell me Chelsea are still keen on the playmaker and shouldn't be counted out of any race for him at this stage. So I think we can see where this is going. Safe to say this is not happening in January whatsoever. So what I mentioned yesterday is going to be given a chance. And what is that? Madueke has an opportunity. Can he deliver over this month now in January to continue the last couple of games in order to get Pochettino to look at him and go, all right, I need to play him often now. I need to play him regularly. And then he has a run of games, and then he has a chance to prove himself and cement himself into the starting 11. He has that for this January. It looks like it's going to be the case, unless if Chelsea decide to sell him. But if we do that, then the wingers that we only have are going to be Sterling, Mudryk, and Cole Palmer if you decide to play him on that right-hand side. That's where Chelsea might look at an opportunity in order to generate money. But for the manager and for the player and the opportunity, with the way that he's been playing, he deserves a chance. And if Michael Olise is not going to be possible until the summer, it could be a case where Chelsea give, or not Chelsea, Pochettino, give Madueke the opportunity. Here you go, run with it, let's see. And then at the end of the season, there can be a judgment if he's going to be good enough to stay or good enough to sell for the money that he's going to bring in. And then Chelsea can entertain a Michael Olise. But what is that release clause? We still don't know. So there's still question marks, but I feel like this is a good opportunity for Madueke and a good chance for him, and I wouldn't be against it. I would rather keep Madueke and give him the chance now, because the way that he's been moving is deserving of a chance and an opportunity to see now what can you do with a run of games. I would give that chance. I would give that opportunity. So let him run with it and let's see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Would you give Madueke that chance? Would you generate the funds and sell him now? Would you be interested in Michael Olise in the summer? Possible triggering release clause. Would you sell Madueke in the summer in order to get that done? Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, the big other story popping out today, aside from Chelsea, is the latest on Jadon Sancho. So let's get into it. Here's the latest. Jadon Sancho deal is already advancing to key stages. Sancho wants Borussia Dortmund and the German club want a deal to happen very soon. Talks are underway. Man United now open to accept loan, but they'll have to pay part of Sancho's salary. Plus, Dortmund will have to pay a loan fee. You see what I was talking about yesterday with Dortmund doing the business right in terms of selling him for big money and then getting him back on a loan? You know, they'll pay the loan fee, and that's always expected. Any loan, by the way, is never for free in its true context of the word. There is always a loan fee. You're always paying something, even if it's peanuts, but you're paying something small, right? Dortmund will have to do that. But on top of that, Man United will pay part of his salary. Dortmund have done, if this happens, which it's looking like it's going to, because Man United's backs are against the wall, Dortmund have pulled off sensational business here. To sell him in the first place and then get Man United to pay his salary whilst they get him back on loan or part of his salary. That's phenomenal. So again, just like yesterday, round of applause for Borussia Dortmund. They've upped Atletico and what they did with Griezmann on this. So, fair play. Absolute fair play. Now, with the context of the situation that I feel like we need to address, Florian Plettenberg speaks about the latest with Sancho, Dortmund, Man United, and its true context. So let's get into it. Florian Plettenberg saying Dortmund are aware that he's not been part of the team training and hasn't featured in matches over the past 4 months. It's a risk, but they have held talks with the player and he is injury-free, he is fit and he's ready to play. Dortmund are convinced that he can have an immediate impact. The fans are celebrating this news and the possibility of this big return, one of the biggest returns of the last 5 or 6 years. Others see it very critically. And as far as, who does he mean by others? I'm sure not the club and not the fans. So if he's talking about others, stuff the others. What, the other teams? Couldn't care less what they think. Dortmund, to be honest, they think that this is a good move. It does look like a good move, on paper at least. He'll be back in familiar surroundings. He did play well at Dortmund when he was initially there. And they're getting it for peanuts. Peanuts. So I feel like this is definitely a must for Dortmund, especially where they are in the Bundesliga and what they need. And you know what? This will go down very well at Dortmund with the fans and their surroundings and even the team as far as I'm concerned. And yes, there will be eyes on him to see if he can pick up form immediately. Much like there's the case of Ivan Toney. And can he pick up form having not played for the past 6 months? With Sancho, it's been 4 months. But he's been training. So we'll see. But I feel like it will be a very good deal. For Borussia Dortmund, a very, very good deal. And Man United have absolutely screwed this one up. As far as I'm concerned, screwed it up. Because if Sancho was a possibility to be able to get a player in that was going to deliver on the wings properly, and the whole thing just broke down disastrously. Is that a word? You know what I mean? With Erik ten Hag, and Man United are still suffering. So good news for Dortmund, I feel, and not so good news for Man United, although in the long term, like I said yesterday, this will be good news for Man United because they will be able to sell him. If he does go to Dortmund and do well, they will be able to sell him, even if it's to another club, but his value increases and they will be able to pocket some money for him. So let's see how that's all going to go down, but let me know your thoughts on this situation and how you see it. Much appreciated, and I will see you later on for video number 2 as we get into what I'm sure is going to be a lot happening later on today. So make sure you're there for that. Much appreciated. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you do enjoy this. Obviously, check out the socials on screen and in the description. Thank you all so much, and I will see all of you later on for video number 2. I'll see you then. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.